friends, it is I, Rob, here once more from the lair of OmnusI to answer another question for the RPG Brigade. For the RPGaDay 2019. Today is the 16th of August. Yeah, it is. Which tells me that the 16th topic for today is Dream. And I'm going to make this one a little spicy, a little more ranty, because I'm going to talk about something involving dreams that I don't like. And that is the tired old, it was all just a dream. Your characters all wake up and none of the bad stuff happened. That is the worst writing hole to back yourself into ever. It is my belief that all game masters get to use that once. Just once. If you use it again, it cheapens everything that you've done. How can you award experience if it was all just a dream? It's just a dream. If everybody got experience for the things they did while they were dreaming, we'd all be 50th level. It's beyond lazy to me, because it makes everything feel cheap and your victories hollow. And your defeat's meaningless. I would rather have a character killed brutally and ignominiously than, no, they're fine because it was all just a dream. Just let me roll up another character and have another whack at your game. The dream answer is just... And when you see it in a book or in a movie, it's usually to write the writer out of a corner. How can all this bad stuff happen? It didn't matter. It was all a dream. Nobody really died. Or maybe there's multiple layers and they're not sure if they're waking up out of a dream or into another dream. How can you trust anything anymore that game master is running in this campaign if they could all just be whisked away as a dream? It might work for one-shots on occasion, but even so, I would highly recommend against it. It is one of my least favorite endings for a role-playing game. It's one of my least favorite endings for a story. I'll give you another example. Final Fantasy X, if you've ever played that, the ending of it was heavily involved in dreams, to the point where it made you question the validity of everything that happened in it, to me at least. I really couldn't stand the ending of the game, despite the fact that up to that point the game was beautiful, rich, full, lots of interesting characters. The ending was a mess, really. And they ended up having to make a kind of a sequel to play off on these really rich and cool characters that they made, but that was a mess too, in my opinion. I know some people liked it, X2, but not my favorite. So, yeah, the whole "it was a dream" thing. Game masters, use this one with caution and avoid it if you can. I really would have a hard time not standing up and walking out if I went through a session, or even worse, a whole campaign, only to be, it was all just a dream. Not all stories have good endings. I'm fine with a bad ending, but again, I don't want my characters to have done meaningless things because it was all just a dream of somebody or something, or a dream of them from themselves. But it's just so unsatisfying to me. Think about that from your player's perspective too. So maybe some people don't have a problem with it, and I'm sure there are quite a few. But if they do, if there's a chance they might, and they want what they're doing to have real meaning and have any kind of setbacks wiped away with, it was all just a dream. Try to avoid it if you can. Of course, you can play around with that. Sure. That might set up the real story. Although, again, even that seems a little harsh. The characters all get wiped off, and then they wake up and they're all like, all right, you reacted well to this. I think you're ready for the real challenge. I cringe at that. To me, that's very cringy. It's a level of manipulation that I'm not fond of. Even though it's your story, you do what you have to do. But it's a pet peeve of mine. So I am but one person. Try to consider that it's going to annoy other people as well. I've generally found more consensus with that idea than not. And a general thing that, yes, while it's something that's in the toolbox of every game master to be able to wipe away whatever happens, say, oh, then you wake up and everything's fine. But maybe you're a little bit more cautious if that comes up again. Use it as a teaching technique. Sometimes you need to learn a lesson on the back of a broken character. Just saying. My take on it. This is not a teaching time. This is a Rob Rant's time. So hopefully I'm not offending anybody with this perspective. I really don't want to. If you've used it before, fine. As long as your players enjoyed it and you guys had fun, that's fine. And if they didn't feel cheated, as I have in the past from this ending, that's fine. That's good. You did the right thing if they're enjoying it. But for me, I don't like that ending at all. So, thank you very much for listening to me. I appreciate it. I'm not always this ranty. I'm not always grumbling about things. I have a lot of good content about the good parts about role-playing and different ways of doing the gaming and stuff. So if you're interested, YouTube, Lair of OmnusI channel, easy enough to find. And come and visit me and we'll talk about more happy things. So, of course, we've got comments here if you're here visiting me on YouTube. In the comments, you can write down horrible scenarios that you had involving that it was only a dream thing. Or maybe you can change my mind. I'm flexible. If you can change my mind and tell me that it's a good thing and that it's a time when it really worked for you, I'll be glad to listen to that too. Whatever you'd like. Right down there in the comments. So thank you again. I'm Rob, and I will see you next time I crawl in front of the internet and make one of these videos. Thank you, and farewell. Oh, and pleasant dreams.